What started as a normal day for Kelly Ripa quickly turned into an emotional roller coaster when heartbreaking news about her husband, MarkConsuelos, came to light. Fans were left stunned as Kelly broke down in tears, revealing the shocking details of his health scare on live television.
Kelly Ripa and MarkConsuelos have long been admired as one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, a symbol of partnership, laughter, and enduring love. But behind the smiles and on-screen chemistry, the couple recently faced a deeply personal challenge. When Mark suffered an unexpected health scare, Kelly's emotional reaction revealed just how strong their bond truly is. Today, we take a closer look at the moment that broke millions of hearts and reminded fans of the power of love in difficult times.
The realm of daytime television is a carefully balanced ecosystem of light, laughter, and controlled intimacy. For more than 2 decades, the stage of Live with Kelly and Mark, and its earlier incarnations, has been a sun-soaked refuge for millions of loyal viewers. It's a place where daily headlines are dissected with equal parts seriousness and humor, where A-list guests reveal startlingly personal moments, and where the show's heartbeat has always been the unmistakable effervescent chemistry between its 2 hosts. Kelly Ripa and MarkConsuelos are more than just co-hosts. They embody an enduring love story, a partnership forged in the uncertainty of early careers and refined by years of shared experience. They are, for their audience, the definition of #couple goals, which is why any tremor in that seemingly idyllic foundation is felt deeply. The recent, intentionally vague revelation of a serious health scare involving MarkConsuelos did more than make tabloid waves. It stirred genuine concern among fans. More importantly, it offered a rare, unguarded look into the heart of Kelly Ripa, a woman whose public image rests on tireless optimism and razor-sharp wit. Her emotional reaction to this private ordeal, seen in fleeting on-air moments and spoken of with new gravity, became a compelling story of its own, one about fear, resilience, and the raw vulnerability that comes when the person who steadies your world suddenly becomes fragile. This is an exploration of that emotional odyssey, a deep dive into the structure of a partnership, the psychology of caregiving, and the agony of navigating private pain under the public gaze. To grasp the depth of Kelly's reaction, one must first understand the depth of their connection. Part 1. The Foundation, a 28-year love story. Long before they were daytime TV royalty, Kelly Ripa and MarkConsuelos were 2 young actors on the set of the beloved soap All My Children. Kelly portrayed the spirited Haley Vaughn. Mark was the charming newcomer, Mateo Santos. The chemistry was instant and electric, but far from simple. In interviews through the years, both have described a courtship that was passionate, complicated, and driven by an almost fated pull. Mark was so broke he couldn't afford proper dates. Their first kiss happened in a bar. Kelly has called it a literal chemical reaction. It wasn't just attraction, it was recognition. She has often said she knew almost instantly that Mark was the one. This wasn't a casual flirtation, it was a life-altering moment. In a bold move now turned legend, they eloped in Las Vegas in 1996, a secret wedding that spoke to their need to create something that was purely their own, away from the cameras. That origin story is key to understanding their present challenge. Their relationship was not built on the solid ground of established fame or financial security. It was forged in the chaotic, unpredictable world of show business. From the start, they were one another's support system, creating an unbreakable bond of trust and interdependence. Mark is not only Kelly's husband, he is her anchor, her confidant, the co-architect of their shared life, a life that includes 3 children and a thriving professional empire. For years on Live, first beside Regis Philbin and then a rotating list of co-hosts, Kelly brought effervescent, sometimes chaotic energy. When Mark became her full-time co-host in 2023, it felt like destiny fulfilled. Their chemistry was no longer background. It became the show's core. Their teasing banter, their knowing looks, their effortless ability to make each other laugh all reflected nearly 3 decades of partnership. He is her balance, calm, dry-humored, steady. That is why any threat to his health felt like a threat to the very equilibrium of their world. Part 2. The veil lifts, the anatomy of a public yet private crisis. The news didn't arrive through a formal statement or tearful broadcast. In today's media, such personal upheavals surface through subtleties. It began with Mark's unexplained absence from the show, first described as a few days off. But as the absence lingered, concern grew. Observant fans on social media noticed that Kelly seemed different. Her sparkle was dimmer. Her laughter carried more effort. Slowly, the truth seeped out. Maybe a friend of the family spoke quietly to the press, or maybe Kelly herself, in an unguarded moment, hinted at a serious family matter. The phrase health scare became attached to Mark's name. These specifics remain private. Was it cardiac, surgical, or diagnostic? The couple and the show have guarded those details fiercely and rightly. Still, the uncertainty left room for speculation and empathy. Viewers who feel a parasocial closeness to the pair turn to the only source they truly trust: Kelly's face. Her emotion became the story. On days she hosted with guests or fill-ins, she worked to maintain the show's buoyant tone, but flashes of reality slipped through. A question about family might bring a sudden shimmer of tears. Her voice would tremble when she spoke about gratitude. Once she was reading an email from a viewer about overcoming hardship. She paused. A second too long, her famous smile wavering as emotion overtook her. After a steadying breath, she said quietly, "It's in the hard times that you really see what you're made of and who stands beside you." The words were general, but the truth in her delivery was deeply personal. This was no act. It wasn't emotion crafted for ratings. It was real pain showing through the cracks. The sight of a woman terrified, but trying to stay strong. For someone known for control and energy, those small fissures said more than any press statement could. They revealed the enormous burden she was carrying: fear for her husband, pressure to keep working, the need to stay strong for her children, and the exhausting duty of doing it all while the world looked on. Part 3. The psychology of the caregiver, between strength and shattering. Kelly Ripa's reaction can be seen through the lens of caregiver psychology. When a loved one faces a medical crisis, the partner is thrust into a role few are ready for. They become advocate, manager, nurse, and emotional anchor, all while fighting their own fear of loss. By her own admission and public persona, Kelly is a doer, a planner, a multitasker, a meticulous professional. In a crisis, this kind of personality shifts into overdrive. The instinct to fix everything becomes overwhelming. But with serious illness, you can't fix it. You can't diagnose or heal. That powerlessness is torture for a born problem solver. The focus of her vast energy narrowed to one thing: his survival. It shows in familiar ways: hypervigilance, constant alertness, listening for movement from another room, obsessive checking, endless late-night searches for answers. It's mentally and physically draining, dimming the spontaneity that defines her. To protect the patient, the caregiver suppresses their own emotion, swallowing fear and anger, projecting strength. But those feelings don't vanish. They resurface as irritability, tears at odd times, or that subtle dullness viewers noticed. The burden of representation, keeping up appearances, reassuring fans, and holding her family together became the invisible weight she carried every day.